using FreePlane with FreeplaneGTD. First of all, let's start a new map from template, the GTD template, and this is actually GTD plus. We're going to fix a couple of typos. This typo affects how the template works. We need to have S behind archives for the F6 move to archive to work. Speaking of which, tools, add-ons, here's my FreeplaneGTD plus add-on, and here we have project, context, owner, and do, and we have our shortcut keys. The next action list, which I like to call report, is Control H. Convert task from shorthand. If you use shorthand notation is Alt H. Edit action is F4. Move completed to review F5, and move completed to archive is F6. The second typo is in here, and I really believe that task really is meant to be today. There is no task icon as such. Close enough. So, these are the icons that we have that determine how getting things done work. Project, today, done, and next action. And there's already built-in icons behind the scenes that are being used by default. And I will show you what they are by adding them as a duplicate. Icon project, icon today, icon done, and icon next action. Icon project is this icon over here, which is known as to do. Any node marked with that will be considered a project node. And I'm missing done. Let's add it in here. Icon done. Icon today signifies that the item has to be done today, and it's this icon here. Icon done signifies that the item has been done. It's the OK icon. An icon next action signifies that this is a task that has not been completed. So your tasks are either going to be a task that's not completed or task completed. And actually, you'll see this icon, not next action completed, or just next action, or even next action today, or next action today and done. But these are the icons that are used. If an icon is present, then it's going to be used for it. Let's create a context of our own. There's already several up here. Computer, email, meeting, home. I'm going to add a new, and it doesn't matter where it went at over here. Icon, at piano. And I'm going to pick out this lovely little note here for my piano icon. When we're talking about icons, let's do a little more. I'm going to add a few more items to this icon. We're just going to overdo it. At the top here, we have 3 items. Remove first icon, remove last icon, and remove all icons. So if I want to zap that list altogether, click there, no more icons. If I throw some more icons on, I can start removing from the front of the list by removing the first icon. 1, 2, 3, there we go. Or I can remove the last icon, and this says I'm going to remove everything and put my little music note back in. So I have context, and then I have the default. Nope, missed that one. There's that, and this one here. Let's zap it and put the to-do back on it like it originally is done. We will also see priority icons 0 through 9, actually, right there, 0 through 9. So let's go over here and let's add a project. We're going to insert a project. I'm going to call it Work on House. And let's add some areas where we want to work on the house. I'm going to say living room, bedroom, and garage. I'm going to create a task, and we're going to add what we're going to call a task. And for the living room, I'm going to say pick up toys. If we run a report with Control H, we will see there's nothing here. This is recognized as a task if, again, over here, we'll take a quick peek again, and that is a next action item. So let's make it a next action item by adding an exclamation mark. Now if we run that report, you will see that pick up toys, it's to be done sometime this week, and it's living room. Why? Because living room is its parent, and toys will be picked up. If we make this a project here, and although this is marked off, and even if we moved it down here, it's still not a project unless it has the project icon. So let's grab the project icon. And now run the report. Now let's notice this is work on house, pick up toys, and still this week. If I also mark living room as a project, which is really a sub-project at this point, and run that report, I'm going to get work on house, living room, pick up toys this week. Any item that does not have a deadline on it is this week. We're going to edit the properties now. That's F4 key. I'm going to check off the when the today box. That now has a star on it for today. If we run this, this has gone from this week now to today. I can also mark it off on done here. And when it's marked off as done, it gets a check mark on it. I could have also, you'll see the done is now check marked over here. I can change it from there. It's not done. It's done. It's not a today item, and it's still done. So I was able to manipulate all those from there. From here, I could add in a who, Cindy, and I'm going to add in a context of home. And we now have properties showing here. And why did we get the little house icon there? Because I changed the where to home. And over here for home, it says use the house icon. Let's say I change it to piano. I should get this icon here for it. Where? Piano. Won't automatically update unless I should do the report or Control H to change shorthand. Once I did that, it changed. Actually, it left house in there. Let me get rid of home. So you can have multiple wheres. Let's go ahead and edit it from here. Piano and only piano. And now if I do it, just the piano icon, just the piano icon. We have a few more things we can do with this. Another item we can do is, this is called the node core. There's also a node detail. Edit node extensions, edit node details inline. I can now put some details. Make sure to look under couch. The details will have the little arrow here, which we can up and down, so it's possible to show it or hide it. Even with it hidden here, if we run the report or next task thing, if I do display notes, those notes will show up. I can also hide anything that's already been done, so I can see all items or only items that have not been completed yet. Okay, so I have to make sure I'm on the node. There we go. This is a task node. And how do we know it's a task node? It's a next action because it has the exclamation mark icon there. I can also give this a date. The date is year, month, day, 2017, 05, 15. If I do that, that now has a date in the future. If I change that to something like 2001, that will now have a date in the past, which shows up in red because that is a past date. And if I get rid of the date altogether, it goes, and let's do it this way. I go back to being this week. And it doesn't matter whether it's this week. If I have today checked off, it's no longer a this week item. It is a today item. And if I have a date from last year, or 10 years ago or something, anything that's in the past, and I do that, it still shows up as a today item, because I have today icon checked off on it. If I remove the today item from it, then we will discover that if I run this again, it's now overdue, because the today icon is missing. So go back into edit. I'm going to remove that. So it's a this week item again. We have a priority. No priority. I can mark it a priority of 0. Or I can mark it a priority and something else like spot 6. Control H to update that. Let's do it the hard way. Make that as 6. H. Now a 6, let's see if I can do the comma thing with it. 1, 6. Nope, the 1 goes in, but the 6 does not. So you only get one number there. Unlike up here where you can have multiple contexts. And look at that, it'll even pop up a note for us. While we're at this, I'm going back to home, and wait for is a description of some sort. So I could say wait for Frank, wait for mom to get home, wait for dog to go out, wait for it to be raining outside. And now if we run the report, I get a little note here, wait for it to be raining outside. To that, again, I can add the wait until, and that expects a date. Again, in the year, month, day format. And if we run the report on that, we get a wait for it to be raining outside until January 1st, 2017. So I guess I need to get on it if it's after January 1, 2017, because that date, is at hand or is past. If we ditch the wait for and just wait until, still works. Wait until, and there it is. Even though it says this week, wait until January 1, 2017, as opposed to if we had an actual date in there. At which point we get today's date and wait until. That gives you a little idea on how that functions. If you're doing strict getting things done under each project like this, there should only be one next action item. Like in this case, I have my pick up toys, but if I added another item here, if that wasn't done yet, pick up toys, fluff couch, cushions, and what else could I do in the living room? I could clean off coffee table. So in theory, we would probably start off with something more like this. Home, nothing, nothing. This is perfectly good in getting things done, except I still left off that it's done. So, in getting things done parlance, if I'm looking for my task, hey, living room, pick up toys. I still do not take out that silly comma system when I was supposed to fill in a priority. Alright, so, working on a house, living room, pick up toys. Perfect. So, pick up toys is a task. After I've done that, and let's just mark that as done, I should probably work on my next task. Fluff up the kitchen couch. Well, I should make this into a task, which I could do again by adding the icon for it, or let's go ahead and do the shorthand. So I am going to fluff couch, cushions, at home, and I can put a date on it by putting the date in brackets. For instance, on St. Patrick's Day. Or I can say, I don't want to do that. I want to watch for someone else to do it. Let's watch for my sister to do it. Let's say Cindy. So that would be, that says Cindy needs to do it. If I run the report, that'll get converted, or if I do which is Control H or Alt H, or I'm going to undo this. Got the item here, tools, getting things done, and we are going to convert task from shorthand, Alt H. And there we are. That has now been converted. If I run the report again, pick up toys, fluff couch cushions, my next action. If I filter by done, the only thing I have left to do is there. But see, I could, again, I could task in bedrooms. Let's add some tasks that we want to do in the bedroom, which is make bed. Let's say set alarm clock. So that's the next action in the bedroom I need to do. I want to make the bed before I set the alarm clock. So again, I am going to turn that into a item. In the garage, I want to sweep the floor. Then I'm going to want to mop the floor. And then I'm going to want to open garage door. That's the first action of these. So again, let's turn that into an action. So my ground plan here on my house, living room, bedroom, garage. Let's go ahead and run my report. So in house living room, I need to fluff up the cushions. On house in general, make bed, sweep floor. I could, again, unproject that. And now if I run this report, I have my list. I need to pick up toys, fluff the couch cushions, make bed, sweep the floor. If I want to see what's not been done yet, hey, I need to fluff the cushions, make bed, sweep floor. So I need to go and fluff my cushions, which again, if I did that, I would mark as done, and then make clean off coffee table into an item. And I didn't at home the other one, but let's at home that. And again, I run the report now, and I can see these are the things I have as next items to do. On the other hand, you cannot follow the perfect getting things done, and you could turn all these items into action items. Mop the floor, let's turn that into an action item. Control H, all the items that were not converted have been converted. I now can run the report again for my next action item list and my next actions. Here are all the actions that need to be done. I may be getting a little overwhelmed because, obviously I should not be mopping the floor before I sweep the floor. But here's my list. I can also delegate some of these tasks out to people to make bed. Let's send that out for my son. Let's send that out for my daughter. Son should also set the alarm clock. Let's have my son mop the floor here. And opening the garage door, my daughter certainly can do that after my son mops. And now if I run the report, what are the things I'm waiting on? Waiting on Cindy to fluff the couch cushions, waiting for my daughter to sweep the floor and open the garage door. With my typo and everything, waiting for my son to make the bed, set the alarm, and mop the floor out in the garage. again, I can make each of these guys a project of their own. Project, project, project. And now when we run the report, bedroom, garage, living room, by who, house, garage, work on house, garage, by context. Everything here is really a home task. By timeline. Notice how I have all these tasks here. The only one that's anything done is over here. Let's go ahead and mop the floor as done. I'm going to go back to this level here. Let's go ahead and with those items done, let's go ahead and move all the done items to review. That's done with F5. I hit F5, and actually I need to be on there. I want everything under work on house to go to review. There we go. Whoops. F5. There we are. Under review now, work on house, living room, garage, and those are the completed tasks. If I were to come back over and do more tasks and do it again, the tasks that are then completed will end up over here as well. I'm going to undo this, and we are going to do the F6 now instead. And now, over in Archives with an S, there's my Archives task. I can undo this, F5 it down to Review, and then down to Review, I can F6 Archive, and there they are over in Archives. And that gives you a basic idea of what's to be done. We can get fancier with some of this stuff, like again, with sweeping the floor, which still wasn't done over here. I can be cool and I can give a due date on it. Wait until, again, 2017, 0317. St. Patrick's Day. I expect my daughter will get the garage swept up by St. Patrick's Day. So I need to wait until, see, I'm waiting for her. My daughter, I'm waiting on the job, and I'm going to be upset on St. Patrick's Day if she doesn't have it done by then. All nice and organized. And notice our done items over in Archives are still showing up, because they're still in here. But that is your basic understanding of how to do getting things done in Freeplane. I'd mentioned it probably would be a bad idea to actually save the spreadsheet or the mind map at this point. But this should give you some ideas, and let's go ahead and just make a change on something. Let's go ahead and change my little task icon, or project icon. That's a lame project icon. I'm going to make it go away. And the cool kids this year all think that a good project icon is that. Okay, so come over here. These are no longer, by that definition, projects. So we'll go back to our parent items, living room, bedroom, and garage, showing up. The bedroom, living room, garage. But if we remove that icon, and put in our icon there, and run the report again, project. 1, 2, 3, run, garage, living room, work, and let's light them up. We're still picking up, there we are. And we're getting these because our done items, I had not modified those. So if I wanted that showing up correctly, I would need to take care of my done items as well. And back over here, and changing the icon, my new project icon. Billing, I'm capable of doing this. And now if I run the report, everything is split up like it should be. And I can show everything or just what's not done. So this is my next action that's working fine. This should give you some idea how to run getting things done for projects.